Today is 25th June 2022. Our friend and tour guide today, Jin, bring us to Tung Chung. We take Lantau Island Bus 38 from Tung Chung Bus Terminal to Yatdong Estate. It takes about 8 minutes, and these are the people doing the morning exercise in Yatdong Estate. We walk through Yatdong Estate and see this stair going up and turn right. You can see this landmark signage for tourists. We walk straight for about 10 minutes on this path and turn right, heading to Wong Temple.
You said that two words you should always say is "Joseph," that means good morning. And you said even you see them midnight, you still say that, because when you say that, people can look up, you can assess who the person is, how their condition are, and what they look like. And so ever since I heard you say that, I say that to everybody when I come across to them. Thank you.
It is a beautiful day. Visibility is high, and Wong Temple is here.
Wong Temple. This temple is the largest on Lantau. And Wong, who is that guy? His Chinese name is Yang Lengji. And what he did was so great, they actually built a big temple for him. Is because he was the guy who protected the last emperor, Southern Song dynasty. The dynasty before the last dynasty, Qing. Qing is the one that the Sun Yat-sen got involved with. But Southern Song is before that. That was in the 1200 years. It fell 1279. And they were here, the emperor was only 8 years old. But Yang Lengji, he was protecting him, getting him to exile down to Hong Kong to avoid mangoes. So I did not realize that, because to me mangoes is so far, Hong Kong is so south. I did not make the connection. And there's another connection is that he protected him down here, but he did die 3 years later. They were here 1276 to 1279. He died of illness. He didn't die because he was being attacked. But when he died was interesting. He actually didn't die in Lantau. He died in Kowloon. Yes, near the airport, the old airport, Kowloon City. Back then, when I was a child, I know there was a monument called Song Wong Port near Kowloon City. But now there actually is MTR station, Song Wong Port station. Yes, and that station is worth stopping because they have a lot of displays talk about it. And I did not make the connection. You know, the truth is like Lantau is so far away. Song Wong Port is by the old airport. So I never made the connection until now because I did the research. And his birthday is also interesting. Is lunar calendar August 15 is a mid-autumn fest. So you usually fall on September, Western calendar. And his birthday is one day after that. So a lot of time you see Wong Temple celebration, and people are assuming it's the mid-autumn fest, but it's not. And what they do is, right out front here, they would build bamboo theater. And the entire theater above ground is built by bamboo posts tied together with roof and operas. So to celebrate his birthday, they would build a bamboo theater here, have Chinese or Cantonese opera. They would also have lion, dragon dance, and they will have a banquet. So all would be here. We just don't step on the stone. Yeah. But this place is so old. It's like 1765. Western God is one woman, but Chinese God, all the gods, they were just human. At one point became immortal. And even after they become gods, they have a job to do. We have kitchen god, door god, goddess of the sea, King Hao, watch, she has a job to do. And then if you go up to Asinan, the 8 immortal, they were also humans, but became immortals. But they have their job to do. Whatever the jobs are, they're not, they still have jobs to do. I know kitchen god is really yeah, kitchen guy is very important. A lot of people have that in the, you know. So it's not one guy watch every day. It is different parts have a different job, even though they become God.
And then I don't forgot this box. This box is Chinese is mangrove, use donation box.
Yeah.
But this is a small donation box and not compulsion.
Yeah.
This is for
Yeah, and they are all put out usually in the summer because it's our festival, and they will put it not just here, will be in some basketball courts. They will be very huge above ground. Then do theater and have opera all throughout summer. Those are all free, but you have to bring your own chair, and no seating, no food. Those are all free by donation. Here, and they took How Wong temple. They took the first word to make one here, and then Wong to make the next one. And for Chinese poem, you always read from the right to left. The old and the new, the nature and the man-made, all in one place.
And then they'll relax again.
Mango, they call it real mango, are in pretty much in the water. When the tide rise, they go submerged. And one nicer thing in Hong Kong is we don't have alligator or crocodile. So it's very safe. You can come down, and a lot of time you see the wildlife live depend on the mangrove tree for the protection, the food, and shelter. And that's why they call the mangrove tree as a kindergarten. And then the seabed, the seagrass bed is secondary school. And then college is the reef, the coral reef. Because when then you go to coral reef, you grow up, they would like spawn or whatever, the fish. Then you will go back to the mangrove. The young marine life will go back to mangrove because there's food and shelter provided for them. And last winter, I had the opportunity to see the ocean has a very healthy seagrass forest. I was hoping to see, because I can always see the mangrove, but I was hoping to see the seagrass. And I know about the corals. Hong Kong has 84 hard corals. Actually, it's more species than the Caribbean. So, and last year I was involved with the reef check. And so I was hoping this winter to get a chance to look at and study more about the seagrass forest, but then we didn't have the opportunity, so I will have to wait until the winter again. Because these three things, I'm very, very interested in them. They tie together. Why they are important? The mangroves, they actually do quite a few things. They purify, they catch a lot of junk coming from land before they go into the ocean. So they actually purify a lot of stuff before the ocean, and they do live in partly ocean and partly land. After them, there's also sea growth, but there's also in Chinese they call it 類紅樹. I don't quite understand that term. 真紅樹, real mangrove. It sounded to me it's like a secondary mangrove. They live between the real mangroves and the land. Period. So because they're existent, they will filter a lot of pollution. After the grass will further hold down the sediment. And then what's the role of the coral? The coral will protect the seagrass and the mangrove from the wave or the current. So this tree is like work together in concert. It's very, very important, and so I'm very interested in them. Can live in the brackish water is because they have adapted and evolved. They have glands on the back of the leaves. They can eject extra salt on the back of the leaves, and also because the roots don't require a lot of oxygen, because when they are in the ground, part ocean and part fresh water, they actually do not have a lot of oxygen, those water. So it's suitable for them, something like that. So it's shaped a lot like a small piece of candle. The Cantonese call them 水筆仔, later means water pencil. So they shape like a pencil, that's their part. And they will drop into the water, and they don't sprout or grow right away, but they will grow. But when they come to a suitable environment, then they will descend, and because it's like a pencil, they will put themselves into the dirt and then grow another mango. That's the most popular one. We might see it, and I'll show you. And overall, there are about 8 different kinds. here we have a really large mangrove forest. The next place, if you have a chance, is called Logan. But that one, you cannot get so close like this one. So this one is quite good. And sometimes you can see, because you can see like crabs, the type of crab. You see what? This single claw waving crab, that's shrimp. And another one is very, very interesting, is the pharmaceutical company use that a lot. And I'm just so afraid that someday they go extinct. Popular resting place for bats. Oh, really? Yeah, they like to get there, and then they bend the form down and make it almost like a cocoon, and they all lined up. You can even see them in popular places like Mongkok. Yeah. If you go to a basketball court, you'll see this kind of tree. You look up, they're in there. Wow. So they don't mind the population, they don't mind all the bouncing ball in the court, but they need a palm tree. Wow. But not just any palm tree, but this kind of Chinese palm. They'll bend them, and they will line up and sleep in.
The food around these buildings?
Yeah.
And
old building, new building, and then the canyons. You guys know what his name is? Zhang Baozai. Remember his name. He used Lantau as his base. He also had base in Tung Chung that he finally surrendered, I believe, is up an old Peak Road, that his cave. And that's why Victoria Peak also nicknamed Che San. Am I correct? Che meaning you pull your white flag. I surrender. Right? Am I right? I think that's what it is. It's a nickname called Che. You know, and so he was such a prolific pirate. He had like 20 or 50 fleet of boats and 20,000 men. Wow. He was unbelievable. The fort basically in the beginning was protect the village and people from him. But then later on, the Japanese, during World War II, the Japanese Imperial Army used this as their police station and school. They left the area. Then only 150 of them, they went to build the Kowloon Wall city. Yes. Everyone else, because the people were brought down here from, in the old days they call it Canton, now it's Guangzhou. And they brought maybe a couple thousand men here to build, but only 150 of them remained. They went to Kowloon, build the Kowloon Wall city. Have you guys ever visited? But in the old days, when it was a real Kowloon Wall city, that was outlaw hangout. It was a real city. People were living there. And it was an experience. I swear I was in a foreign country. I didn't come.
One of our friends in Sheffield came and did history with us.
Yes. They have to fetch their water outside and carry up, and the steps were made with wood, and the window was not a proper window, it was just a cut out hole. So those people built this wall. 150 of them remained, and they went to build the Kowloon Wall city, the old one, not today. So should we continue walk? You can walk all the way around. You can, right?
Yeah.
They are poisonous. So if someone pull it out the ground, looks like a color, don't eat it, don't touch it. This oil. How do you distinguish them? So smooth, no. It's poison. Sure. The juice come out is red. Become red. Yeah. This is pit top.
I mean, it's called it puppy.
Yeah, bloody tree. Anyway.